I'm often asked what equipment is the best, while I normally rate equipment quite clearly. But let me, for once, give you my opinion. So you took the bite. You really think there's only one answer to the question, what is best? Remarkable. I know, this is a low-life attack on your integrity, and I apologize, but I'm so amazed by the large amount of viewers this kind of videos give. Let me give you an example outside of the audio industry to illustrate this. The best car. What is the best car? If you live in a small village in the south of Italy and this is your parking space, an old Fiat Cinquecento or a Smart 42 might be the perfect choice. But if you own a company with locations throughout Germany, a comfortable Autobahn cruiser might be the best for you. The same goes for stereos. If you're a student that wants a good sounding stereo for your dorm, but you're on a budget, you choose different from a 50-year-old parent with the same desire of a good sounding stereo, have kids that started their own life and a mortgage that is paid off. The size of the room is an important discerning factor. The first is the placement. In a small room it might be physically impossible to place large loudspeakers, especially if you want a good stereo image. The better choice here is to go for smaller loudspeakers and add a small subwoofer, or if you can place them, 2 small subwoofers. You can then optimize left and right speakers for the stereo image and the subwoofer or subwoofers for optimal bass. For the average room, aesthetics often become more of importance. To what degree depends on your family members, in particular your significant other. Really big speakers, say just as tall as you are, need a really big room. All loudspeakers need to be at some distance from the wall they are in front of. See my video Loudspeaker Placement long version for more info. Links at the usual places. The choice of the amplifiers is largely dictated by the loudspeakers you have chosen. I have made a video called How many watts do I need that explains why there is no direct answer to that question. So you have to inform yourself on what amplifier is best for your choice of loudspeakers and for your conditions like room size and desired loudness. Of course the trusted dealer is a good source, but the internet can be too. Especially good reviews of your loudspeakers can give info on that. Whether your source is a turntable, CD player or network player, when making the right choices, every euro or dollar you spend will result in better sound quality. But the return on investment will be better if there is a balance between what you spend on each component. With turntables you might get a tone arm and cartridge mounted as standard. More upmarket you might have to buy the cartridge separately, which means that it has to be mounted correctly in the tone arm and then the tone arm has to be set correctly. If you are not sure how to go about this, you should really have a dealer do that. Really upmarket you might have to choose the tone arm too, and again mounting a tone arm is a specialist job. I'm not saying that you can't do it. If you follow the instructions that came with the tone arm and cartridge precisely, it can be done, but it is best done using a calibration disc and oscilloscope. CD players and SACD players are a lot easier. They just have to be placed on a sturdy level surface, as turntables by the way. Even easier are network players and network bridges. They also benefit from a sturdy surface to be placed on, and their sound quality can be improved by filtering the Ethernet connection. On the very low end, 40% for speakers, 20% for the amp and 20% for the source might be a good balance. The cables then might be the ones that came with the source, while the loudspeaker cables can be ordinary cables as used for table lamps. If you get to the level of my reference setup 2, you see that these percentages vary greatly amongst setup 2A and setup 2B, and in setup 1A the source, amp and pair of loudspeakers are all around 20k, while the cabling is a few k as well. And that while my reference setups are quite well balanced out. So whenever you see a header on a review stating the best, be warned. Even the best at €1000 should be taken with a grain of salt. I always use rough classifications using my 3 setups. Simplifications like digital is digital and digital signals can't go wrong are just not true. Compare a €300 digital player to a €1300 one, both digital out, on a €1300 DAC, and you never dare to say that again. So people that pose these platitudes are either ignorant or deny the truth since it's not convenient. And on that bombshell we come to the end of this video. There will be a new video next week. So subscribe to this channel or follow me on Patreon, Facebook, LinkedIn or Instagram to stay informed on when new videos are out. Help me reach even more people by giving this video thumbs up or link to this video on the social media. It is much appreciated. Many thanks to those viewers that support this channel financially. It keeps me independent and lets me improve the channel further. If that makes you feel like supporting my work too, the links are in the comments below this video on YouTube. I'm Hans Beekhuizen, thank you for watching and see you next week. And whatever you do, enjoy the music.